Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're taking a look at the Hang Seng Index and some of its respective constituents. Without further ado, let's first start off with the Hang Seng Index. So you can see the Hang Seng Index, not much movement for the week, even though we did not break past the 20,000 psychological resistance. So for now, it seems to be consolidating, or it could be a potential distribution as well. So looking at the initial support, we can see that the first support here, it's this blue conversion line, and it very much close near it on the Friday itself, which is around 19,363. In the event that the 19,363 were to break down, then we're looking towards this red baseline at around 18,377, assuming that the 19,000 psychological support were to break down. If we can, however, surpass this 20,000, then we're looking towards 20.7K or even potentially 22.449, which is still pretty far away. Moving forward to the Hang Seng Tech, so a very similar situation. We are struggling to actually clear the 61% at 4214. You can see that there are a lot of sellers here. So currently this blue conversion line is acting as a resistance around 4190. If you can clear it and potentially seeing us towards 4620 as the next resistance at 78.6%. As for the support, after the 4,000 psychological support were to break down, it's pretty far away at 3852. Let's move on to Alibaba on 9988. So for Alibaba, we did not clear the $90 psychological resistance for the week. And in fact, if you look at this closely, the blue conversion line has turned into a resistance on Thursday and Friday itself. So if we pull back, then it's ready for us to retest the $80 psychological support level. And at the same time, you can see that there is some cloud support. So on the way down, this should act as a support for 9988. As for the resistance, if you can clear this, the recent high around $91, $92, then potentially sending us to 97.65. Moving on to Tencent or 0700. So similar situation to Alibaba. As you can see, we already managed to cross this 305. So it puts us in a very good position at around 334. That said, you can see that this previous high here, somewhere here, you can see that sellers are already appearing here. And it seems to be pulling back towards this blue conversion line, current support around 313 levels. If we pull back down even further, hopefully this previous resistance here can turn into support near the $300 psychological support level. If you break down further, then 286, 287 may potentially be the next support to watch out for. Let's move on to Meituan. So Meituan, similar situation, have yet to test the $190, which is around 78.6%, and we're seeing a pullback. The first support is around 177, which is at the Friday's day high. And currently now the baseline is pretty far away at 158. So there's a possibility for us to pull back to 160 levels. If you can clear 190 and even $200 psychological resistance, potentially seeing us at 211. Moving on to NetEase or 99999. So for NetEase, you can see we are currently in the cloud, and the cloud is acting as a resistance. If you can break out, that would be a good sign. Unfortunately, you need to be careful of a fake breakout levels. We may potentially break out, and then breakout trader come in, and then they may potentially push back the stock back down. So after 111 levels, which is 61.8%, we are looking towards 119 and potentially 128 levels. As for the support, 108 and 105. Next up, we have NIO. So NIO, not surprising. You can see that this is the cloud resistance, and this cloud is pretty thick. So do expect a lot of resistance currently. So as for now, we have to hit the $100 psychological resistance and clear it. If not, we're looking at some support around the $90 psychological support. Not forgetting there is also a gap to be filled here, and this gap is currently the low of the gap is around $80. So potentially we may see the $80 psychological support being retested once again. If we can clear 110, then 121 and 135 is the next few targets ahead. 9618, JD.com. So you can see that we started turning even before retesting the highs of 254 levels. Sellers is coming in around 240 levels. As of now, this has also turned into a resistance at this blue conversion line around 229. So we have to clear it to retest back these 240 levels. As for now, this baseline is around 211. Moving on to Baidu. So for Baidu, struggling to actually clear this 61.8%, a key resistance at 119 levels. You can see that we actually did not clear it. Next up, if we clear it 131 and potentially 147. As for the support, you can see that now currently is going down towards the cloud. So this should act as a pretty strong support. If we break down further, then potentially we may see this red baseline $100 psychological support being retested. So moving on to 2318 or PingAn Insurance Group. So you can see PingAn, we actually managed to clear this 78.6% around $50. And the next up will be looking towards 54.90. As of now, we already have cleared the $50 psychological support and resistance level. So this is a pretty good sign for now. But what we want to see if we were to pull back down towards this rate baseline at 44.85 or $45, we want to see this previous resistance here turning into support and then going back up. That will be a good sign for PingAn. Moving on to 1299 or AIA. So AIA already have hit this particular high here, 86.65. So if we pull back down, then we're likely to be heading towards the $80 psychological support, just about $3 to $4 away. And if that will break down further, then 78.58, which is this rate baseline, would be a good support to watch out for. Not forgetting this previous resistance here may turn into support if the 78 or this rate baseline were to break down further. If we manage to clear it, then potentially sending us to $90 would be a potential to reclaim back this previous high here. Lastly, at 1810, so you can see that 1810, we actually cleared this 61.8% at 1092. But unfortunately, we found some resistance around the 1150 psychological resistance level. So what we want to see is currently now, you can see this previous resistance, buyers are stepping in at this level, but we have to constantly keep up above this blue conversion line around 1110 levels. If we pull back down, potentially 1025 may be tested, and hopefully we do not visit those levels. If we do visit those levels, we want to see is this previous cloud support acting as a pretty good support level, similar to this situation here, even sending us all the way down to the cloud support level. If you can clear potentially $11 and even $11.50 this time around, 11.62 and 12.52 is the next resistance to watch out for, not forgetting the $12 psychological resistance. So overall, you can see that the Hang Seng Tech and its respective constituents seems to be having a pullback it's currently at the blue conversion line. If we pull back further next week, then hopefully this rate baseline can hold strong. So if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by. Till we meet again. Appreciate the manipulation.